see go wrong in that 12th inning?
I didn't really see anything go right. You know, we try to get Krenzel to get us a ground ball right there. Hits the first guy, doesn't throw the pitch with conviction, and just kind of unraveled from there. But, you know, at home field of the ninth, we need to be able to mix and match and do some things. Rudy did a good job of getting us out of some messes there, and then Art gave us enough right there, but just not a lot of good there at the in the
On Milam's RBI infield single that gave them the lead in the 12th, what's the benefit to having the middle infield back there and not playing in?
Well, you're talking in the 12th inning right there?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, that's, again, if you look at that play, so in the 12th, is that what you're saying? And you're saying the infield's back?
And the middle infield was back.
Yeah, so again, we're having that conversation in the dugout. Again, we're working through the defense, and at that point, when you have a chance to hit on your home field at the end of the game, you want to have a chance to make sure that you go in too much, they drive, and it creates a huge mess after that. So again, that's something we'll look at. There's a lot of adjustments we need to make after today, but that's that got jumping up in a lot of a mess there at the end.
What did you see in that ninth inning infield single with Jay and Manny in that play, and where the defense was aligned on that play?
Are you talking about Jay Brown?
Yeah.
Yeah, just a guy that's hit a lot of ground balls to the right side right there. I trust our guys that move those guys defensively and where they're at, and just a good piece of hitting by him, staying to the baseball, and good job by their runner to get to second base, and just the game of inches and finish, and weren't able to make that play, but we're in a position over the long term where he hit a lot of ground balls to our second baseman this weekend, and he was standing right there.
Did you give any thought to bringing Bo back out for the 12th, or were you always going to go elsewhere there?
No, Ryan and I talked about it. I thought it was that point where, again, we're just trying to get a ground ball from, you know, the Yaman's a big right-hand hitter. We just see one ground ball. That's it. And then we have the lefty matchup right after that with Curiel, who Rudy faced the other night. So, again, got to be better there all the way around.
Josh, you talked about trying to finish games better. You got one last night, dropped one Friday and tonight. What steps have you taken to finish these games?
I think it's there's a lot of different things. You have to limit the free 90 feet for sure, whether it be hit by pitches or walks. Again, we got to make sure that when you come in out of the bullpen, you compete with conviction instead of just fluttering pitches in there, especially in SEC lineups, they can do damage. And then there has to be a belief that they can get it done together. And I think what we've been through, there's definitely some scars. We're continuing to work through it, but I thought our guys competed. It could have laid down, but Levi to be able to get that sac fly and work together, show some good signs of offensive execution, which we did not throughout the course of the game today. But we just need to be better in all facets, and we got a chance to do it starting on Tuesday.
Pitching with conviction, what is the bullpen's problem? You think the biggest problem right now?
Yeah, I think, I mean, you can look at it one way right there, but they're just not getting it done, right? So we need to coach those guys and get them in better spots. I mean, there's no excuse to a 10 spot in the 12th inning in an SEC game, regardless of who we throw out there. It should be anybody that's on our roster. That's just not a competitive inning right there, and our guys were getting hunted down by their hitters. So it needs to be better all the way around, and we need to make some adjustments there.
You talked about having that belief. What is your message to the guys after a game like this?
Just keep going, keep going. You know, we've talked about being close and how do we finish, but at some point they have to make the decision to collectively do it and believe they can together. We've been in some of these games, but this one should be a lot of expensive experience and a reminder that the game can turn on a dime, and if you don't finish, other teams will get you in this league.
You talk pretty consistently about believing how this offense is better than what it's showing. What gives you confidence that they can do that at this point in the season?
Well, I think the consistency's not been good enough. I think you're asking that in a nice way, but when you look at the top of the lineup, we need our horses to run. That's what we need, and when there's not a lot of production at the top, it was nice to see Blaine have a good day and Trent do some things that with some good quality at bats and putting us in a position to win. And but again, we're going to go how those guys go. We need to make sure that we're putting them in spots to have better success.
Do you see any common denominators with what went wrong in those at-bats today?
Really, I mean, facing some good arms, you look at Cowan and these guys, some change-ups, again, underneath the baseball at times, and just, again, kind of being in between. It's good stuff. Those guys have 4 different pitches, and, you know, Cowan, I don't think he's given up a run in SEC play yet so far, so tip of the cap to him, but our guys, you know, fighting there, trying to make box adjustments and do some different things and communicating well, but this, you either get it done or you're done, and we did not.
What did you like about Blanco's outing, bouncing back from last week?
I thought he was good, just attacking the strike zone and got him over 100 pitches, and the guy tagged him there late, and would like to maybe let him run a little bit more, but just really competing, and that's what you need on Sunday is a chance to be in the ball game, and he gave us a chance to do that.
I guess what was different for Nick this time compared to last Sunday?
Yeah, a lot was different. Again, just couldn't keep the ball in the ballpark, maybe a little bit sped up there in that bunt situation, hits a guy. So, again, he needs to be better, he knows that, and yeah, but we all need to be better.
go for it.
Do you notice anything different, you know, when you have leads? Is it just as simple as not getting to the finish line? Is there any, do you see any change, or they just got to finish better?
No, I don't see any like major, hey, you put your one finger on that. I think it's a collection of things where our guys in those moments in the SEC can swing. And we've seen it now in Georgia, now today, and you know, you're up 5, down 5, it can swing in a hurry. So our guys need to manage everything that comes with a Sunday SEC game a little bit better. And it starts with me. I got to make sure that we're putting them in a position to do that. But a lot of baseball left, and just need to hit the reset button and be ready to go this next week.
Couple more, guys.
Does it feel hard to believe in a way, the way that these last 6 SEC games have gone, with being so close in so many games and a whole lot of things going against them?
I think that's a fair question, but I know our guys in our dugout will never go that direction. I know that we talked about when things get tough, you got to link up with the guy next to you and get back off the mat. And 4-8 in SEC play, no one wants us to be there, and no one expected that here. And we need to be better, but we've been in positions like this before in the past, so it's our job as coaches to work them through that, keep them in it, make sure they're focused on the process and getting better each day. And it's a good group that just needs to keep throwing punches and get off the mat, and we'll make sure they do that.
What has Trent given you lately, and how much do you like that his approach is kind of consistent in this lineup?
He's been great. I mean, he's going to continue to climb his way up in that lineup, whether it be his quality at bats or not trying to do too much, executes a bunt today, but he's given us a little bit of everything that, Garrett Wright, again, will get hit by a pitch and do some things that'll help the team win. And he's not trying to do too much, and it's been a lot of maturity from Trent, so hopefully we keep seeing that some more.
Thanks, guys. We'll have Trent here in just